I would want to say what a game. I was too busy just watching my money go away and just flutter out into the night.
Dude, they were teasing you the whole game. They would go up, up 10-0, and then Miami would score. Then they would go up 14, and it would just back and forth.
I kept waiting for the moment where it was like, all right, they were gonna, because I thought Cignetti was playing very, I don't say not to lose, but it was like almost like he called the game like he knew if they didn't make a mistake, they were just gonna win.
Yeah, because I think he was right.
Yeah, like it's not like they didn't throw the ball enough, because like if you go back and look at their other games, like they don't throw the ball 35 times a game.
They threw the ball significantly more early than I thought they would.
Yeah,
because they were throwing it around a little bit. Because I think, what was it? Mendoza's over under for like completions in this game was like 16.5 or something.
Yeah,
he had like 12 or 13 at halftime
of completions.
Yeah,
and
then it significantly throttled back when you hit the second half.
Yeah, because he went 0 first like what 5,
Yep.
and they did what all great defensive lines do to offenses in these championship type games. They punch them in the mouth early, and they're like, screw it, we'll take the 15-yard penalty if it happens, but it didn't happen.
No, because they weren't throwing penalty flags for a whole lot last night.
But like that is what has to happen. You gotta knock them on the ground. And I always thought, like, if you were gonna, it's worth it. It's worth taking a cheap shot. It's worth being dirty, and you're only giving up 15 yards. Because they're not going to throw you out of the game. Mm-hmm. But if you happen to hit him underneath the kind of the face mask and you bust his lip open, you happen to do that, and it can resonate. That 15 yards turns into minus 30 yards throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah, I thought I was surprised at how well Miami was able to kind of move the ball after halftime, because they couldn't move the ball at all early in this game. And Indiana had decided, all right, we're going to play possession. We're going to have 14-play drives. We're going to just grind it out. We're going to go for it on fourth down. We're going to do, have these sort of opportunities and execute them. And they were able to kind of control things. This felt a little bit to me like if this game was 5 quarters, Miami might win.
I think this game was 4.5 quarters, they might win.
Because they were starting to figure some things out, and Beck was starting to figure some things out up until the interception at the end, obviously. But
I thought that Indiana made some mistakes in the second half defensively by only rushing 3 a lot of times. It was like, what are you doing? Like, Beck is sitting back there with minutes to throw. Minutes to throw.
Yeah, I think they thought, all right, we're in control now. Let's keep things in front of us.
Indiana felt that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that was it. I mean,
which the longer he had to stand back there and throw, the more he was figuring things out.
Yeah.
But I think they thought, all right, we'll just kind of play some prevent and keep things in front of us, and we'll control this game on the clock.
When you're up 10, you could do that. When you're up 3, you can't. And they did. When you're up 6, you can't either, as it was on that final drive. And they started to try to bring pressure. They still weren't getting to Beck. They still weren't getting to him, and he was starting to pick you apart downfield. I had a lot of people say they want Tony on this team. So you got to wait. What is he? He's a freshman.
Yeah.
You got to wait till 2028 to get him on this. I don't know what his draft outlook's going to be. He's an undersized receiver. But
you can live with those guys when they're fast and shifty, so we'll see.
Yeah, you can, but as a top pick, who knows, right? But he is as fun to watch as Jahmyr Gibbs.
He's shifty. He had that one. I thought he had stayed up on that one punt return where he was rolled down.
Yeah.
But I mean, he'll make lemonade out of lemons whenever it looks like he's cornered and shifty and everything else. But man, the big thing for me coming out of this game was just Indiana. Even though I felt like, all right, if this went on any longer, Miami might win this game. To me, this still was an example of like that was the best team in the country by far. Indiana was this year, and it's just the most complete football team that we'd seen, and the whole all 3 phases aspect of football, they live it, and it was on display again last night. But they are the way that they're giving up 50 pounds is what they said they're giving up on the in the trenches on Miami offensive line.
Right.
The fact that Miami in the first half could not pick up a 3rd and 1 or a 3rd and 2 that was just impressive work from Indiana, just the fact that they were able to win all those short yardage battles early. If Miami's able to win some of those short yardage battles early on, maybe this game is different. But, man, Indiana just so strong, so disciplined. And, I mean, that Fernando Mendoza 4th and 5 scramble just feels like that's going to be kind of the lasting image of his season and this game.
I hear
like that was the play.
I want to hear that on Indiana radio, see how, because that guy's, I feel bad for that guy. I felt bad for him. That play-by-play guy's been there since the 70s. Mm-hmm. He called some bad Babe Laufenberg games. and, like, you got to retire now. If you're him, if you've been working there for 50 years, you have to retire. You have to call it quits. Say, I'm done. This will never be topped. Here is that play by Fernando.
Mendoza ready to take the snap. He takes it. He looks. He throws the football. And
he runs it.
No, he runs it. And he ties for the end zone. Does he get it in? Touchdown! Fernando Mendoza runs the football and scored. 12-yard play. Fernando Mendoza. Tremendous fake, and then he runs it in.
Radio announcer from the 70s screwing up a call. Well, what a surprise. I haven't heard that before. Hoosier radio with the call.
Who had cut 4, Peyton? Because cut 1's Indiana. What's cut 4?
It's just Fernando Mendoza talking about going airborne in there if you guys want to play it.
Oh.
Yeah. Peyton's
sure.
recommending
it. You're recommending it.
I had to go airborne and I'll die for my team. Whatever they need me to do, they need me to take, shots from the front and the back, whatever it is, I'm going to die for my team out there. And I know they're going to do the same for me. That's what makes us so close. And that's what makes this national championship so special.
God, he's one of a kind.
God, I love this guy.
He needs to get his eligibility one more year, dude. Don't go to Vegas.
Yes, I love this dude. He's Mendoza. I'm calling him Mando. After that run, Mendoza.
But it's such a, he had basically his John Elway moment. Don't tell Shan I said that was
they
an
need me to
impressive thing.
take, shots from the front and the back, whatever it is.
He had the Elway moment diving for the end zone, just like Elway dived for the first down. He's bleeding from the lip early on in this one.
See his arm after the game?
Yeah, he's tore up. And like he is tough as hell, dude. He's so tough, and it wasn't the type of perfect precision game that he got all night. I thought these officials were letting Miami get away with just robbery in the secondary. Miami was able to it felt like they were late aggressive hits on Mendoza, and it felt like in the secondary they were able to just mug the receivers without a problem. But this was
the
call it. No, this is the best team in the country.
Keep doing it.
And now we got to talk about just as a collective team, not necessarily the best individual players, but as a collective team, Indiana might be one of the best teams we've ever seen.
100%. You got to compare it to the teams you're playing against and how they are against their peers. Because I said before, like, they'll never be as good as the pre-NIL transfer portal teams because they were just able to load up. Like,
not as individual talent, though, they're not. But as a collective team, they're up there.
Like, if they played some of those Bama teams, if they played the 04 USC team, if they played like the 01 Miami team, they would get rolled. They would get destroyed.
That was 7 times this year they scored 55 points or more.
Seems high.
It's half their games.
That seems high.
They won games this year 56-9, 73-0. They beat number 9 Illinois 63-10. They won 56-6 against UCLA. They were on the road. They beat Maryland 55-10. They beat Purdue 56-3. They beat Oregon 56-22. They gave Oregon all their losses this year. They were what they did this year as they talk about the rags to riches thing.
Win. Google me.
You nailed it, Kurt Signetti. They talk about the rags to riches thing. I don't know if I can think of a more impressive turnaround. What?
Oh, there's not.
If you want to talk about in sports, period, and take it outside the United States, even you remember, it was like a decade ago. They were talking about
Man City,
Leicester. You remember Leicester Football Club, where they were talking about that team was relegated and had they had like Cleveland Browns like odds to win the EPL that year.
It was 5,001 or something,
and they were able to do it. Like, that's the kind of thing we're talking about this year with this turnaround. This two and slam dunk worst take of the year in retrospect. Take Nico out of it. Is Paul Feinbaum saying Kurt Signetti didn't deserve the extension. and that Curt Cignetti's not on a level of Ryan Day.
That's over Nico. And
no, I
Luka?
said take Nico out of it. Take Nico's decision out of it. That is in retrospect. It was awful at the time, but even in retrospect, is such an awful take because Curt Cignetti is. I don't know that you can say there is a better coach than him right now.
I wouldn't think so.
He's at least on the level of the other guys.
On the level of Kirby and whoever Lanning.
He beat Lanning twice this year.
He did, and once in Oregon.
Oregon and a neutral site.
Yep. It's pretty damn good.
He has been and gosh, the memes he gives people now with his little facial expressions and everything else, but.
And he just takes notes at the sideline with a little golf pencil.
And you know what we're seeing too is that it looks like he's got a really good staff of assistants too, because that offensive coordinator Mike Shanahan, and they've all been together since James Madison. But that offensive coordinator Mike Shanahan, the defensive coordinator, I like some of the stuff that he does. It just seems like the perfect collection of talent, whether it be on the field or on the sideline, just the perfect collection of individuals working together and creating something really, really strong. And for us to see now a 16-0 season where they ultimately beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 top 10 teams?
Yeah.
During their 16-0 run, it's
pretty damn good.
Incredible run.
And they lose some players, no doubt. They also bring in a ton. They bring in they had 53 transfers the last 2 years. They're going to get more than a dozen more, including Josh Hoover, the quarterback at TCU. Who is already the preseason number one of these way too early ones? It's Indiana. Now, they were 100-1 to win this year or something like that. Some crazy number.
Yeah, people didn't believe them last year.
No, they did not think they had a chance to win. I mean, if you wanted to go back in time and get that ticket, knock yourself out. That would be special. But
hey, we matched too.
Look at that.
We're wearing the same hoodie today. Sean. Oh, Choppy's not joining me. He's just, hey, how's it going?
I take back everything I said about 635.
Oh, yeah, not a fan?
Yeah, you cursed. This is shinksing it. You shinksed it yesterday.
The accident was not as bad as it needed to be. You drive by and you're waiting to see a car flipped upside down. I think it was 40 minutes.
Somebody's just
like 45, 25, 30 minutes, and then you get people back on the road after a holiday. They do not know what to do.
Wait, it was 40 minutes total from your house, or like 40 minutes you were waiting in that traffic?
40 minutes total.
Oof.
Normally 25, 30. Not good.
No.
Not good.
What do you think of the national championship?
Indiana deserved a win, and without Mekhi Becton, this thing gets even uglier. I was like, Carson Beck, I texted you. I'm like, watch, he's going to sit there and have his lucky moment. Pull this out at the end, but then he threw the interception that he was more than capable of. But Indiana just showing they can win in all ways.
What a clean game, too. Like, there was no turnovers.
No.
You had the
interception.
At the end. Yeah.
I thought that the block punt was going to be that was it right there.
I thought so.
And then there was a big third down that Miami converted, and I'm like, okay, we're going to be good here. At least I'm going to be good with my 7.5. Nope.
I thought the 7.5 was a sure thing. They were up 10 the whole time. It was 10-3, 10-3, 10-3.
Sharps are just wrong again,
I don't think
all the sharps are on Indiana minus 7.5. They were wrong again, Chop.
The Indiana Hoosiers are your national champions.